Why do I have to follow up with them again and again? You cannot trick someone into buying or selling. And that's really off-putting. And it really makes your client feel like they shouldn't trust you. Oh, so you want to think about it. Okay, should I check back in an hour, by the end of the day, tomorrow afternoon? All right, I'll follow up with you in the morning. I'll talk to you then. How many times has that happened to you? Everything's going well. You've identified the home. You ask, shall I write it up? Then they just tell you, we love the house, but we want to think about it. And then they actually don't get back to us. Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Scott Cotto. Now, in this video, you're gonna learn exactly how to handle the objection when a client says, let me think about it. And we're gonna show you some of the best strategies and tactics to handle this objection without sounding too salesy or pushy. Now, before we go ahead and get started with this video, go ahead and leave a like if you're excited to learn about how to handle this objection. And if you wanna see future videos, make sure that you hit the subscribe and the notification bell. All right, so when you are getting the objection, let me think about it. The first thing you have to understand is why someone is telling you this. Now, the average realtor, when they get this objection, what they typically do is they get angry and frustrated and they think, why aren't they making an offer? Why do I have to follow up with them again and again? This is exactly what you don't want to do. Instead of getting angry or frustrated when someone gives you this type of objection, what you want to do is you want to look at it as an opportunity to actually help your client. Don't just focus on trying to close the deal. Really have empathy and do what's right for your client. What's really important is to have that honest dialogue with someone you want to do business with. And when you get an objection like, let me think about it, there may be a lot of reasons why someone can't make the decision right there. Sometimes they have to talk it over with their spouse or their partner. Maybe they don't have the money right now and it might be coming in a couple of months. The thing is, you don't actually know where these objections are coming from. So the mindset you want to have is, instead of trying to hard sell them, understand where these objections are coming from, so you can use that energy to help them make a good decision. So let me give you an example of how you can overcome this type of objection. First, acknowledge that this person is giving you information or an objection and thank them for actually sharing this information with you. It's actually helping you out. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm talking to Sarah, who is a client, and I've been showing homes to Sarah, and she says, let me think about it. What I could say to Sarah is, hey Sarah, that totally makes sense that you'd want to take more time to think about it. Thanks for sharing that with me. I'm just showing that I respect Sarah for sharing information with me. And I'm also thanking her for trusting me with that information. The second step you want to do is you want to reframe this type of resistance as an opportunity to help your client. So here's what it sounds like in this scenario. Sarah says, let me think about it. I say, hey Sarah, that totally makes sense that you might need to think about it a little bit more. Thanks for sharing that with me. Now I'm just curious, what exactly do you need to think about before making a decision? Since we're already talking about it, maybe I can help you talk it through. This way, you don't have to figure it out on your own. So as you can see, what I'm doing is reframing this objection as an opportunity for me to help Sarah make the right decision. I'm not forcing her to do anything. I'm not hard selling. I'm simply respecting her time and then offering my assistance to help them make a smart decision. The thing with sales is it's all technique. However, you cannot trick someone into buying or selling. What you want to do is you want to have an open, honest dialogue and really understand whether or not this opportunity is the right fit for them. And why this works so well is because you're doing the opposite of what most realtors will do. The average realtor will just go in there and say, blah, 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 blah. You need to make an offer. You should buy right now. There are no offers on the table and you could refinance later. And that's really off-putting. And it really makes your client feel like they shouldn't trust you because they're wondering, why is my agent trying to hard sell me? However, if you do the opposite, instead of kind of back off, seek to listen understand where they're coming from, and then provide more assistance. Doing that alone builds much more trust and rapport that gets the person to trust you. And when you ask, hey, let me know what kind of information you need in order to make the best decision, they will tell you exactly what their objections are and where they're coming from, so you can handle either the objections or help them get what they need. And you have to build trust with the client before they actually tell you the truth. So if I tell Sarah, hey, let me know exactly what information you need to make the best decision for yourself. Sometimes right after that, Sarah will tell me exactly what's stopping her from making the decision right now. She may say, oh, I need to talk it over with my parents or my sister. If you're able to get that information, you're able to work through her process. Now, even if you follow these steps, not always will the prospect tell you where their objection is coming from. So if Sarah says, let me think about it one more time, I could say something like, hey, Sarah, I just want you to know that many of my clients say they want to think about it. It's usually fear of not knowing how the process works, or they have a question that hasn't been answered yet. Might this be the case for you? Or is there something else that's holding you back? So when I ask a question like that, automatically Sarah might say, oh yeah, totally interested. I'm just concerned what my mortgage payment might be, since this home is $25,000 over my budget. I need to speak with my lender to see what my mortgage payment would look like. Or a lot of the time, Sarah's wondering, what should I offer? She likes the house, but she might be thinking of offering $25,000 below this price, but she's concerned of what I might think. She's afraid of my objection or my judgment towards her. Remember, everyone wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. It doesn't really matter what the actual objection is. You just need to get to the truth of what's stopping them from making an offer on this home. So from a high level overview, all we're really doing is bettering the communication between the agent and the client. The realtor gives information on why they believe this prospect should make an offer, and the client should give information on what's preventing them from making that decision, assuming that the home checks off on all boxes. If the client is able to tell you and trust you with all this information and believes that you are not going to take advantage of them, then the selling process improves drastically, because they're going to tell you exactly what's happening, exactly why they will move forward with an offer or why they won't move forward. And if they won't buy, you can kind of handle those objections based on the information that they give you, because a lot of the times there might be some misinformation, or maybe something is unclear. So it's your role as their realtor to clear things up, unblock the prospect, and get them to make the best decision for themselves. So with that said, that is essentially how you're going to handle this objection. Let me think about it. If you made it to the end of this video, make sure you give this video a like. And if you want to see videos every week, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And lastly, if you want to be notified, hit the notification bell. And one last thing, in the comments, what's the one objection that you are currently facing over and over again and you just can't get over it? Leave it in the comments and I will make a video on how you can overcome that objection. So with that said, that is everything we got to cover in this video, and I will see you on the next video. Mindset first, market share will follow.